This is problem 30 of the Intermediate Algebra Final Exam Preview. We're going to solve an inequality. Unlike problem 29, if you just finished that one, which was compound, this is a normal inequality. It's just like an equation, except it's got that thing in the middle, a greater than symbol. So this says 5 times 2 minus x is greater than 3 times 8 plus x. The trick to solving inequalities is that in most cases, they act just like equations. So our job is to get x standing alone. We start by cleaning up these distributions. We want to get rid of the parentheses so that we can get the x term standing alone on one side and the numbers terms alone on the other side. 5 times 2 is 10. What students always have to remember is don't forget to do that second part of distribution. 5 times negative x is negative 5x. Greater than 3 times 8 is 24, and 3 times x is a positive 3x. So we've cleaned up the distributions, and now we've just got an inequality with x terms and number terms on both sides. Our job is to choose a side that we want to put the x's on, and then choose the numbers to go on the other side. So a lot of times students like to read from left to right, so they say, let's get the 3x over to the left side so that we have all the x's together. That's not the only way to solve this, but it's a way, and it's totally legal. So we move the 3x that's positive on the right side over to the left side where it becomes negative. In the same way, if we're getting the x's over on the left side, we need to move this 10 over to the right side. So how do we get rid of that 10? We subtract 10 from both sides. And over there, 10 minus 10 is 0, so those terms are gone. Negative 5x minus 3x is negative 8x. The greater than symbol is still sitting in the middle, separating our two sides, and 24 minus 10 on the right side gives us 14. We're almost done. We just want to get x standing alone, and we need to undo what's being done to x. If we want to undo what's being done to x, x is being multiplied by negative 8. So we divide by negative 8. And if we divide one side by negative 8, we got to do it to both sides. But therein lies the difference between inequalities and equations. When we divide an inequality by a negative number, we have to flip that sign, flip that inequality symbol. So when we divide by a negative 8, that inequality is going to turn around and be pointing the other way. Negative 8 over negative 8 is positive 1, so we just have 1x on the left side. 14 over negative 8 can be reduced. Both of these are multiples of 2, so we can make the top 7 times 2 and the bottom negative 4 times 2, and we end up with negative 7 over 4. Our answer is x less than negative 7 over 4. What that means is values that will solve the original inequality are the values of x that are less than that negative number. We write that negative fraction in reduced lowest form, but we don't convert it into a decimal, and we don't ever make it into a mixed number.